let's dive right in today. We're looking ahead to the future of work, specifically what things might look like in 2025.
2025, yeah.
And our crystal ball for this deep dive is this article called How Your Office Work and Workplace Will Shape and Change in 2025.
Okay.
We're going to break down the key takeaways and hopefully give you some insights to help you not just survive, but really thrive in this changing work landscape. So I'm excited to jump into this.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting time to be having this discussion. A lot's happening right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And this article does highlight some pretty major shifts that are underway, particularly around AI and automation.
Okay, so we hear all this buzz about AI taking over the world,
Yeah.
but let's get down to brass tacks here.
Right.
What does this really mean for our day-to-day work lives? Like, can you paint me a picture?
Absolutely. So imagine this. You start your day and your AI assistant has already, gone through all your emails,
Oh, wait.
flagged the urgent ones, analyzed your schedule, and maybe even suggested meeting times that work for everybody,
Okay.
factoring in time zones, people's preferences, and everything.
Wow, that's a game changer right there. No more like
He's right.
endless email chains just trying to find a time to connect.
Exactly. Yeah. All that back and forth is gone.
Okay, so AI can streamline those kinds of tasks, but what about things that require a little more heavy lifting, like data analysis, report writing?
Yeah.
Can AI really handle that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. And that's where it gets really interesting. We're
Right.
talking about AI tools that can go through these massive data sets, pull out key insights in seconds,
Okay.
or even draft entire reports based on what you need.
Wow.
It's like having a superpowered research assistant by your side.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay, AI is changing how we work individually, but how does it impact how we work together as teams?
Right.
And thinking about collaboration tools like Slack, Teams, those kinds of things, where do they fit into this future?
Yeah, so this article suggests they're going to evolve from just those simple communication platforms
Okay.
into more comprehensive work hubs. You can picture like a central place where you're managing projects, sharing files, communicating with your colleagues, and then having access to all these AI-powered tools to help you
Wow.
with analysis, automation, and all that all in one place.
So it's about efficiency, but it's also about creating a more connected,
Exactly.
a more streamlined workflow for entire teams.
Right. Exactly.
All right, but let's talk about the big question that's been looming over the work world for a while now. The whole work from home versus back to the office dilemma.
Right.
Where does that fit into this future of work?
It's interesting. It's like there's a bit of a paradox.
Yeah.
Some companies, we see the headlines, they want everybody back in the office full time. But the article actually suggests that most companies,
Okay.
they're going to be sticking with these hybrid models because they see the value,
The flexibility.
the flexibility, yeah, and autonomy.
Okay, but there's always a but, right?
Of course.
What's the catch? How do we, those of us
Right.
who thrive on those in-person connections,
Right, right.
brainstorming sessions.
Yeah, the spontaneous stuff.
Exactly. How do we replicate that in a hybrid world?
That's where it gets really, really interesting. Because the article talks about these immersive virtual workspaces
Okay.
using VR and AR technology.
Wow.
Imagine putting on a headset and you are in a virtual office.
Okay.
You're collaborating with colleagues on a whiteboard,
Oh, wow.
maybe even just socializing in like a virtual break room.
So we're talking like Ready Player One for work.
Kind of, yeah. The technology is rapidly advancing.
Yeah.
And this article suggests that by 2025,
Okay.
those virtual workspaces are going to be much more sophisticated and user-friendly.
So it's not going to be like clunky headsets
Right.
and laggy connections.
No, we're talking high-resolution,
Okay.
realistic avatars, and all seamlessly integrated with the tools we already use.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential.
Yeah.
But with all this focus on AI, on virtual reality, it almost feels like the human element's being left behind.
Yeah.
What about things like well-being, sustainability in this tech-driven future?
That's a great point. And actually, this article says that those things are becoming even more important.
Oh.
Sustainability, well-being, they're taking center stage in the workplace of 2025.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
But what does that look like in practice?
Right. It's more than just like meditation rooms or something. It's
Right,
a
yeah.
holistic approach. AI-powered systems that can optimize energy consumption in buildings.
Okay.
Office designs that incorporate natural light, greenery to reduce stress,
Right.
and even a bigger focus on sustainable supply chains.
So it's not just superficial perks.
Right.
It's about baking those values into the actual workplace.
It's part of the DNA.
Yeah. Okay.
And it goes beyond just the physical environment. Companies are recognizing the importance of mental health initiatives.
Okay.
So things like stress management resources, mindfulness training, even access to therapy and counseling services.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the future of work is not just about technology, but also about a more human-centric and sustainable experience.
Exactly. And I think one of the most interesting trends that the article talks about is the 4-day work week.
Oh, now this is something I can get behind.
Yeah, right.
But how realistic is that? I mean, wouldn't a shorter work week lead to a drop in productivity?
That's where AI comes in, because the article suggests that AI could be the key to making a 4-day work week actually viable.
Interesting.
By automating tasks, streamlining workflows.
Oh.
AI could free up enough time for people to get the same amount of work done in fewer hours.
It's not replacing jobs. It's actually making it possible for us work less.
Yeah.
Potentially have a more fulfilling life outside of work.
Absolutely. And think about the environmental benefits too, right? Less commuting, less energy consumption.
Right.
If everybody was working one less day a week.
It's fascinating, but I have to admit, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
We've covered AI, VR, hybrid work, sustainability, well-being. Now a 4-day work week. What else does this article throw at us?
Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways from all of this is that the future of work is not something that's happening to us. It's something we're shaping.
I like that.
It's not being done to us. We're in the driver's seat.
It's empowering to think that we actually have a say in how this all unfolds.
Absolutely. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll actually explore some practical steps you can take to prepare for this future and shape a career path that truly aligns with your values.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And your aspirations.
I'm already feeling inspired, so let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back to continue this conversation. All right, so we just painted this pretty mind-blowing picture of what work might look like in 2025.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, but I have to admit, there's a part of me that's also a little intimidated by it all.
Yeah, I understand.
It's a lot of change to wrap your head around.
It is, and I think it's natural to feel that way.
Yeah.
Change can be unsettling, especially when we're talking about something as fundamental as work. But I think the key is to remember that this isn't about robots replacing humans. It's about technology and humans working together to create new possibilities, enhance our capabilities.
So it's not about being replaced. It's about adapting and evolving alongside technology. But what does that actually look like? Like, what specific skills or mindsets do we need to actually thrive in this new world of work?
Well, this article really hammers home the point that adaptability and continuous learning are absolutely essential. The days of mastering one skill set and just coasting through your career, those are over. We're in an era of lifelong learning.
Okay, so upskilling and reskilling are key. But how do we even begin to prepare for jobs that might not even exist yet?
Well, the good news is that a lot of the skills that are going to be needed in the future are already in high demand today. Things like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, communication, collaboration.
Those foundational skills.
Exactly. Those are going to be essential no matter what specific technologies emerge.
So it's less about trying to predict the future and more about building this strong foundation of transferable skills.
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense.
But how do we keep up with the technology? It's changing so fast.
Exactly.
That's where having a growth mindset is crucial. It's about embracing the challenge of continuous learning, being curious, not being afraid to step outside of your comfort zone.
And learning doesn't have to happen in a traditional classroom anymore. We've got online courses, workshops, conferences.
Exactly. And even just think about podcasts, webinars, online communities. There's a wealth of knowledge available at our fingertips. The key is to be proactive and take ownership of your own learning journey.
So we have more control than ever before.
Absolutely.
Okay, but with all this talk about tech and skills, I'm curious about the human side of things. What about the social and emotional aspects of work? Are those still going to be important? You know, in a world that's so dominated by AI and VR?
I think they're going to be more important than ever.
Really?
The article actually emphasizes the importance of human connection,
Okay.
even in a technologically advanced workplace.
Interesting.
Companies are designing offices, even virtual ones, to encourage social interaction and collaboration.
So it's not just about
It's not just about efficiency. It's
Yeah.
about creating spaces
Right.
where people can connect,
Yeah.
build relationships.
Because technology is a tool.
It's a tool.
Right.
It should enhance our work lives.
Right.
It shouldn't replace the human element.
And there are certain things that AI just can't replicate, right?
Right. Exactly. Empathy, creativity,
Yeah.
social intelligence,
Those human qualities.
the things that make us valuable.
Right.
And those will always be in demand.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, it's hard not to worry
Right.
about the impact of all this on jobs.
Yeah, I understand.
All this talk about AI and automation, it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
The article paints a generally optimistic picture.
Right.
But it does acknowledge that there is a potential
Yeah, for job displacement.
for job displacement.
But it also points out
Okay.
that technology creates new opportunities,
Okay.
often in fields that we can't even imagine yet.
So it's not just jobs disappearing.
No.
It's also about new jobs emerging.
Absolutely. I mean, think about a few decades ago.
Hmm.
Who could have predicted the rise of social media managers?
Right, yeah.
Data scientists, UX designers,
Mm-hmm.
entire industries that didn't exist before.
Right.
And as technology keeps advancing, we can expect even more new and exciting career paths to pop up. Okay, so there's hope.
Yeah.
But how do we prepare for jobs
Right.
that don't even exist yet?
By focusing on that adaptability, continuous learning,
Mm-hmm.
building that foundation of transferable skills we talked about,
Okay.
and being willing to embrace new technologies as opportunities for growth.
Not as threats.
Exactly.
I love that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something to fear. It's an opportunity to evolve and create new possibilities.
Absolutely. It's about shaping a future of work
Okay.
that aligns with your values, your passions, and your aspirations.
I'm feeling inspired.
Good.
But before we get carried away with all these possibilities,
Right.
let's bring it back down to earth.
Yeah.
What are some practical things people can do today
Right.
to start preparing for this future? What can our listeners do right now to get ready? That is the million-dollar question. We've talked big picture, but what can our listeners actually do today to prepare?
Well, remember that growth mindset we talked about?
Embrace that curiosity. Don't be afraid to, try new things.
Okay.
Learn something new, even if it seems to be outside your current area of expertise.
Oh, be a lifelong learner.
Exactly.
Got it. But where do we even start? There's so much information out there.
Right. Well, I think a good starting point is
Yeah.
to identify those in-demand skills in your field or maybe a field you're interested in.
Okay.
And there's so many resources online.
Yeah.
Industry reports, job postings.
Right.
Look for the patterns. What are the skills that keep popping up over and over again?
Okay, so do your research, figure out where the industry is headed, tailor your learning accordingly.
Exactly.
Okay, now, how about some resources for actually acquiring those skills?
Yeah, well, you got online learning platforms like Coursera, Udemy, ADX.
Like, yeah.
Those are great places to start.
Mm-hmm.
They offer so many courses, data analysis, digital marketing,
Okay.
project management, you name it.
Okay.
You can learn at your own pace, and it's often much more affordable than traditional education.
Don't forget about those professional organizations and industry events.
Oh, absolutely.
Those can be great for
Yeah,
networking and staying ahead of the curve.
absolutely. Conferences, webinars,
Mm-hmm.
online communities, they can give you insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Nope.
You hear from experts, learn about trends,
Right?
connect with people facing the same challenges.
Networking, staying informed, continuous learning. It's a lot to juggle,
It is.
especially when so many people are already feeling burnt out
Right.
from their current jobs.
Yeah, and that's where self-care comes in, right?
Okay, yeah,
You can't pour from an empty cup.
right.
Make sure you're prioritizing your well-being, getting enough sleep, eating healthy,
Okay.
exercising, spending time with loved ones, doing things you enjoy.
It's easy to neglect those things when you're,
It is, yeah.
caught up in the daily grind.
It's easy to let those things slide.
Yeah, but it's so important.
Absolutely.
And don't be afraid to ask for support, right?
Yeah, talk to your friends, family, mentors, even a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Having that support system makes a huge difference,
Absolutely.
especially during those challenging times.
So we talked about what individuals can do.
Mm-hmm.
What about companies? What's their role in all of this?
Well, I think companies have a big responsibility to invest in their employees' development,
Yeah.
providing opportunities for training and upskilling,
Right.
fostering a culture of continuous learning,
Hmm.
and creating a supportive work environment that really prioritizes well-being.
So it's a two-way street.
It is, yeah.
Employees need to be proactive about their own learning,
Mm-hmm.
but companies need to create the right environment
Right.
and provide those resources.
Absolutely. And it's more than just skills and training.
Okay.
The future of work is also about purpose,
Right.
meaning
Yeah.
companies need to help their employees connect their work to something larger than themselves,
Okay.
something that aligns with their values and passions.
That's such an important point.
It is, because in a world where so much is getting automated,
Right.
finding that meaning and purpose in our work
Right.
is going to become even more essential.
Absolutely. So as we navigate this changing work landscape,
Mm-hmm.
the real question is how can you leverage these trends to create a future of work that you want?
Right. That aligns with your values and aspirations.
That's a powerful question,
It is.
and one that I hope our listeners will really take some time to reflect on.
Absolutely.
The future of work isn't just happening to us.
We have the power to shape it.
We have the power to shape it. I love that.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the future of work.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope everyone listening feels informed, inspired, and empowered to take action.
Absolutely. Keep learning.
Yeah.
Keep growing. Keep shaping that future of work you want to see.
And that's a wrap on this episode.
Until next time.
We'll see you all next time.